Blessings. This evening, NCU Vice President dies reportedly from C19 complications. President-elect of Guidance Counseling Association dies. Also coming up, PNP is calling for the resignation of Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. So that and more. And remember that if you're new to the channel, if it is your first time over here, please I'm asking you to subscribe. Plus, click the notification bell, and while doing so, select option all. So that way, you'll be first in line to be notified about each and every activity on our channel. And also remember to give this video a like always, for YouTube algorithm. Blessings and more. Beatitude. Intro. Soon forward. So, students and workers at the Northern Caribbean University have been plunged into mourning following the death of the institution's Vice President of Students Affairs, Dr. Newton Cleghorne. Cleghorne reportedly complained about feeling ill and was rushed to hospital around 3 o'clock this morning. However, he later died. It is reported that he passed away from complications associated with the C19 virus. Cleghorne was the coordinator for the Inter-American Theological Seminary, doctoral and graduate programs in Jamaica, and was a lecturer for the graduate and undergraduate programs at the School of Religion and Theology at the university. The 67-year-old was the Dean of Religion and Theology at the Mandeville-based institution for several years before assuming the position of Vice President. He was an ordained minister in the Seventh-day Adventist Church for decades. A former student described the religious scholar as a man of excellence. He expected a lot from you, but he hated you in everything. He would encourage you and challenge you. He was simply a man of excellence. I am devastated. I have been crying all morning. It is unbelievable. One moment I heard he was sick, and then I heard he was gone. I didn't have time to process. He has touched the lives of everyone here at NCU, said Lincoln Likin. Since the announcement of his death, persons on social media platforms have been sharing messages of shock and support for his family. And I'm also offering my condolences to his friends and family. So may your soul rest in peace. The education fraternity is in deep grief following Thursday's passing of Orlene Wellington, the president-elect of the Jamaica Association of Guidance Counseling in Education. Wellington was also the guidance counselor at the Port Antonio Primary School in Portland. She is reported to have fallen ill sometime between Wednesday and Thursday. President of the Jamaica Association of Guidance Counselors in Education, Winston Nathan, told the media that the passing has shocked the group. Wellington joined the staff of the Port Antonio Primary School in 2015. My condolences. And if you reach this far, please I'm asking you to like the video. All I need in return is just a like on my videos. Blessings. So here now I have the opposition calling for the resignation of Dr. Christopher Tufton, the health minister, arguing that many of the 1,568 persons who have died from the C19 in Jamaica could have been alive if the government was managing the pandemic better. The parliamentary opposition said that it is a high time for Dr. Christopher Tufton to be separated from the health portfolio. Jamaica, what do you think? In a statement calling for the resignation of the health minister, the People's National Party, PNP, said the most recent oxygen shortage in the health facilities was the last straw in the heap of mismanagement of the pandemic crisis. And it has been reported that a number of patients died over the weekend due to the lack of oxygen available at healthcare facilities, the PNP said in its media release. And the crisis was avoidable. Nurses and doctors complained of having to bag patients as young as newborns to aid their survival. They added, in medical terms, bagging refers to the process of manually supplying oxygen to the lungs. This was reportedly the method to which medical staff resorted this week when 37-year-old nurse Deidre Cunningham was fighting for her life at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. The nurse is reported to have only received medical grade oxygen after another Big C patient died, and she was able to get the remaining gas, and unfortunately Cunningham died. A staggering 368 C19 deaths were recorded in August 19. A total of 85 C19 deaths and 2,391 new cases were reported in the last 5 days of the month. And the opposition, the People's National Party, is saying that the government must take responsibility for the result of their mishandling of the pandemic. The Minister of Health must be held accountable for the poor management of the pandemic, which has caused the loss of life of scores of loved ones. Many of the lives lost over the weekends could have been prevented, says the PNP. According to the opposition, the Health Ministry inability to accurately forecast the country's oxygen needs, diversify supply if necessary, and provide patients with the best possible chance of survival is a gross dereliction of duty. It is also said that the government has ignored several recommendations to have fever clinics and institute home and early pandemic management protocols, which has led to many Jamaicans being unable to access health care for non-C19 conditions. So the PNP is saying they will not continue to accept failure after failure at the detriment of our citizens. The minister must resign, and it is in the best interest of the country that Minister Tufton be removed from this portfolio for his repeated failures and inability to effectively perform the duties of his office. The people of Jamaica deserve better. They deserve a better chance at life. So what are your thoughts on this? And leave a comment and make your opinion count down in the comment section. Also remember that if you're new to the channel, if it is your first time over here, please I'm asking you to subscribe, plus click the notification bell, and while doing so select option all, so that way you'll be first in line to be notified about each and every activity on our channel. And also remember to give this video a like always, for YouTube algorithm, blessings and more beatitude. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.
The first half of September will see more no-movement days, this according to Prime Minister Andrew Holness while addressing the nation on Wednesday. With the increasing COVID cases and a positivity rate over 40%, the Prime Minister says tighter measures have to be implemented. He notes that the main struggle in the health sector is capacity and to keep cases at a minimal. This, he says, is similar in wealthier nations, while adding the government must invest more in the sector.
Without question, the government must invest more in its health capacity. The truth is, we have underinvested for decades, for generations in health. The pandemic is showing that up. It's testing it. And the government has to think about that very carefully now, how we build a robust and resilient health infrastructure.
The PM notes while restrictions remain in effect, the various blitz sites across the island will remain open for persons to receive their vaccine jabs during the curfew hours. Also added to the list of essential groups are farmers and members of the fisher folk. However, various members of essential groups must have proper identification on the no-movement days.
Essential services will be operational, and in this group I include our fisher folk, farmers, our factories, BPOs, and those involved in the maintenance of infrastructure and for financial services, and indeed the media. But I remind those persons employed to essential services who must move on the no-movement days to ensure that you have your ID to present to the police in case you are stopped.
Prime Minister Holness also notes that essential workers such as members of the JCF, the JDF, the Jamaica Fire Brigade, private security groups and members of the health sector will be allowed service at the premises of any food establishment registered under the e-commerce national delivery system, ENDS.
Update on the ENDS. The ENDS continues to be operational, and we encourage persons to use the system. Businesses and delivery operators registered on the ENDS program will be able to operate after curfew until midnight on no-movement days.